Today, I want to share with you some insights on overcoming the five biggest mistakes businesses make. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a small, medium, large organization, these are some common mistakes which I have noted with the companies which I have coached and consulted. Now, before I even start this particular live event, please let me know where you are from. We are live, so just let me know where you are from. I'll be answering questions as well. If you have any questions, please ask those questions in the question box. Now, what I want to do today is basically share with you some really core insights, and it's a bit of a concern, as I would put it. And why am I saying it's a bit of concern? Because there's so much opportunity for businesses to grow. There's so much opportunity for them to scale up. There's a lot of potential which is suppressed as well. So I want to share these five key big weaknesses which I have noted as a common pattern. And this will help you to realize there may be a couple of them which may resonate with you. So that is my intention. There are very many others. If I were to really look at all the pain points and all the big mistakes and errors, there are quite a lot. But what I have done is I hand selected the five which I believe are critical for you to grow your business. So let's move to the first one, which is pretty straightforward, but it is very important, and that is fear. Now, why do I really mention this word fear? Now, here's the thing: business owners, as well as executives, and those making decisions have certain doubts. Now, let me explain what happened. In one particular organization, I was a corporate coach and I was also sort of supporting the board level discussions. It was a mid sized organization. And here's what was happening is that there were certain decisions which were not being made. What was the reason why they were not being made? It is because the business owner, the CEO, who was also the business owner, he actually had burnt his fingers in the past. Wrong investment, wrong decisions. But he was very sort of, I would say, he was very conservative and he did not want to take a risk. And that led to a little bit of a failure and a struggle for the growth of the organization, because opportunity is there. Whatever you do, there is an element of risk involved. So fear and doubt is a key component, and many businesses do not really overcome, or they do not really sort of overcome the hurdle or barrier within their mindset to take those small bite-sized risks, because the past does not equal the future. The past failures or past outcomes does not mean that you will have the same in the future. Yes, you learn lessons along the way, but that should not be a key component for you to deter from making effective decisions in the future. So fear is the first and foremost which I have noted. Let me move to the second one, which is pretty important. And please, again, just let me know where you are from, and I'm reading your comments you're from, or just say hi. And if there's any questions or anything you can contribute, please go ahead. And I hope you find this insightful. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. The second one, which is very important, is directionless. There are many businesses. The first question I ask any potential client is that what is your vision? What is your purpose? What is your specific point of destination? Which means, where do you see yourself 3 years from now? And I normally don't get the right answers. And that goes to show that they are sort of not in the same sort of mindset or focused sort of deep linkage with the expected vision. If you see where I'm coming from, that connectivity is completely missing. So you would ask this question: that There are many businesses who may not have a vision or the specific point of destination, or they don't have that deep linkage between the company, but yet they are still profitable and they are still running. It is true, and I've seen many businesses who have even grown during the time. But here's the problem: without that deep connectivity and without the deep linkage with the vision, with the purpose, with the values, and with the spot itself, the specific point of destination, what's happening is they're suppressing the accelerated growth. If you see where I'm coming from. So what I'm saying is they are successful, but they could be more successful if they have that clarity and the uh, level of deep embedded understanding and the deep embedded vision and purpose of the organization. Now, this may be something that you may have seen in organizations, but I can promise you it is a key component to the growth of many businesses. Let's shift gears to the third one, which is equally important, and that is management reports. Now, why do I say management reports? Here's the thing: you need to know your financials very well. And I'll give you a practical example. There's this manufacturing company, again, a mid sized organization, and they had, it was a family run business. And there were a couple of brothers, and there were other executives who were forming this particular board. But here's the thing is that they were having these management meetings as well. And in one of the management meetings which I attended, they went through the financials, they knew a little bit about the financials, but here's the thing: the action needed to be taken was not executed as per the discussions within that particular meeting. Let me explain. So, we had identified one or two of the clients who had not made payments. So, we hadn't received the payments for these one or two clients, and it was quite a sizable amount. And here's the problem is that there was supposed to be a follow up and a discussion with the client to find out exactly what was going on and, find out why they had breached the terms of payment. And the feedback given was is that they were given the comfort by the client that, look, there's a slight glitch, and we'll make the payment in the next month or so. But here's the thing: the spillover kept on and on, and one fine day that client's business actually closed down. So the point here is attention needed on certain aspects was missing. If you see where I'm coming from, this is so critical. If you want to grow your business, you need to make sure you know your financials. And I'm not only talking about the historical financials, but I'm also talking about any forward looking statements that you might have. There has to be that correlation between the two. And this is something many businesses miss out. Currently, there's one particular company which has grown quite a lot. In fact, it's grown and it has broken certain records, but the management, the financial management, is where they are having a key problem. Is that when you grow but you are not looking and managing the financials properly, that can be a cause of deep concern for many businesses. Let's move forward to the fourth one, which is quite obvious, and that is lacking accountability. Now, again, this is a given. When I ask for an apple, and this is just a metaphor, I'm just having a dialogue with you on this. If I ask for an apple and you give me an orange, what does that mean? That means the level of communication has not been properly understood, the message has not been understood. And in businesses this happens very often. Is there are too many bosses in one particular business? I was talking to one of the executives, and she was telling me that I don't know whom I'm reporting to. Am I reporting to this director? Am I reporting to this owner? What's happening? Because she was bombarded with the instructions from either end. And what was happening is that there was breeding ground for giving excuses. I'll give you an example here again. is that this particular executive, she was given a task with a timeline, and she said that, look, the other director gave me this other duty which was a priority as well. So the lack of accountability was there, role duplicity as well. So there are lots of other aspects when it comes to accountability. And in fact, in some instances, this fuzziness when it comes to accountability, or when it comes to authority, or when it comes to responsibility as well, the segregation and knowing who's supposed to do what is in many instances missing. So lack of accountability plays another key component and a key role and a key concern when it comes to growing a business. And this is one big mistake which many businesses make. And I'll give you some tools and some solutions as well as we move forward. Let's go to the next point, which is disconnects. Now, what do I really mean by disconnects? And I'll again give you another example. In one particular company, the CEO was completely disconnected with some of the departments. And here's the thing, the CEO was relying on one or two of his key people. Now, I'm not saying that you don't rely on a couple of people, but here's the thing, you need to give adequate attention to the other departments as well, because the other departments are equally important. In this particular instant, it was the finance department, which is the lifeblood of any business. And what really happened is that the CEO did not really find the communication level with the financial controller. It wasn't really going very well. And there was a little bit of avoidance and a little bit of negativity as well, that those negative vibes as well. And what happened is that, obviously, as a corporate coach, I was the bridge builder, so I wanted to identify and find out exactly what the problem is, and trying to make sure that the CEO sees the importance of the other department. And here's the other thing when it comes to disconnects, is that there are very many who disconnect from the leverage drivers as well. They spend their time in other aspects, which are completely disconnected from the true growth of the organization itself. So there are very many elements when it comes to disconnects. And in fact, I've noted in many businesses, return on executive time, there is a big key missing link when it comes to return on executive time. So these are just some of the pointers I wanted to bring forward to. Now let's shift gears. How can you really uh, become more successful? How can you scale up? How can you move to the next level? What can you do to grow your business? What are some of the core components you can do to help you to navigate and be in that particular right direction? So I want to shift gears and give you some insights on what you can do to overcome these mistakes. Again, by the way, thank you for joining wherever you are from. Please say hi wherever you are. I would love to hear from you. So please do contribute as we move forward. So now let me move to the solutions. The first one is the four core pillars. So, what do I mean by four core pillars? Here's the thing, make sure you have a clear purpose. Take a Saturday, or take 2 or 3 Saturdays, spend 2 or 3 hours, but make sure you come up with a clear and succinct purpose for your organization. What makes you stand apart? Why your business? So that is a key core component. That is the first aspect, first pillar. The second pillar is your vision. What is that macro level? What is that vision that you have for your organization? It may be that you want 60% of the market share, uh, all over your region, or whatever it is. What is that big vision that you have for your organization? The third one is, what are your 4 or 5 values? This is so powerful. Yet I see many businesses not really aligning with their values. So, what are your values? It could be excellence, it could be clarity, it could be communication, it could be customer service. Whatever your values are, come up with those 4 or 5 values which which you live with the company brands itself with. So that is very key and crucial. And the final point I want to raise is a spot specific point of destination, my friends. Where do you see yourself 3 years from now? Now, this is so important. You need to be clear and succinct and specific, my dear friends, very specific as to what you really want to see. This is transformation. This is about taking your business to the next level. So, this is about a transformational mindset that I want you to have, is to find out exactly, is it by way of, and I'll give you an example. In one particular company, I went and they said, Vijay, we are up here, we want to get to this place from here to here. How do we go from here to here? And they had about 2-3 thousand employees, again a family run business. And I said, here's one thing, let's can you get the board? And the board was, of course, family members and a couple of other directors who came, and we had a discussion. So I gave them a blank piece of paper, and I told them, write the purpose of your organization, write the values of the organization, the vision of the organization, and what do you exactly mean from here to here, by way of branches that you want, by way of number of extra people you want, by way of additional assets you want, by way of revenue growth that you want, by way of bottom line profit, by way of cash flows. Give me the complete picture as to what you want to see 3 years from now. And you might have guessed this, they got it completely wrong. If you have your specific point of destination in place, 50% of your battle will be won. That's what I believe, because I know the power, the impact this can have in accelerating the growth in your organization. Jatinder is with us. Hi, Jatinder. You're from Delhi. Thank you for joining us. And please do comment and say hi from wherever you are. So very important to have this particular element in place, which is the 4 core uh, pillars, like I spoke about. Now, the second one, which is very important in growing your company, is connect the dots. What do I mean by connect the dots? Here's what you want. Here's what I press upon you to do, and you could be an executive listening as well. Find out where you spend your time. Take the last week, and what you do is add up all the number of hours. Say you're working 9 hours a day, times 5 days a week. Just giving you a complete simple example. Say you're working 45 hours a week. Where have you spent your time? What are the gaps in your time where you can uh, eliminate certain aspects, certain tasks you're doing? And what can you do to add leverage to where the growth is, where the scalability is? This in itself is extremely impact driven. The other connectivity that I would like you to have is make sure you're connected with your team members. Engage and reach with them, communicate with them with clarity. Doesn't matter whether you have 500 employees or 5,000 employees, you need to make sure that you can cascade the message with uh, clarity. Impact will come from clarity. Clarity equals to power. So make sure that you make a profound impact by being clear. So connect with everybody. You have to have that humbleness and have that connectivity rather than having those disconnects. Even connect with all the other stakeholders as well. This means connecting with your regulators, with your clients, your supply chain, uh, everybody within your whole stakeholder ecosystem in your particular environment. Why is this so important? Because when you give that particular attention and you engage, what is going to happen is there's going to be richness, and you'll have an edge over your competitors as well. So have that connectivity. Find out what are some of the disconnects you have and improve on those particular disconnects. Let's move to the next point, which is equally important. And this is related to connecting the dots. And this is what I spoke about, focusing on leverage. Now, I'll give you an example. In this one particular company, as a board member, so again, it was a mid-sized organization. So we used to have these board meetings, and we went through just a blueprint of the financials. And there was one question that I posed, is that what is the potential that we are missing out from this list of our clients? So say there were 100 clients, 20% of the clients were generating about 80% of the revenues in this particular instant. And you'll note this in many instances, 20% of the clients were generating 80%. And by just adding a little bit more attention on the 20% of these clients, what we managed to do is increase our turnover by at least about 20 to 30%. So the point I'm trying to bring forward is twofold. First is fixate, focus on what is working, look into the leverage points, because that is where the growth is, that is where the impact is. And the second bit is ask those right questions so that you can pick up on those leverage drivers, detect those signals as to where you can see the momentum, where you can see the dynamism, where you can see the vibrancy, where you can see the growth, where you can see the scalability. That is where the ignition is, that is where the step up is. And I can promise you, this in itself can help you to grow your business, multifold, in my opinion, because we are no longer looking at incremental growth. If you're looking at incremental growth, that is a thing of the past. It is now non-linear growth, it is exponential growth, and you and I have witnessed this in many instances. So focus on leverage. Another key element is self-appraise. How many of you honestly, authentically do a self appraisal and find out exactly what are some of your weaknesses? This is a key problem in many business owners I've come across. Recently, I came across the CEO whom I was coaching, and he simply couldn't admit uh, some of his shortcomings or weaknesses. And the problem is, it's the mindset, it's about the identity as well. That fear within, that what would the other party be thinking about me, that I am vulnerable, I am susceptible, I don't know, that sort of a thing, I'm too timid. So this is the fear they have within themselves, rather than opening up, because growth and success will come when you are able to appraise and find out what is it that I can do to improve my capability. What else can I do to grow? How else can I serve the team members better? What can we do to improve our leadership pipeline? How can we grow our sales? There's so many things that you can think of, but it's all about moving to the next level. It's all about evolving. So that is what you really need to look into and find out how you can drive stronger growth. Because once you appraise yourself, you will start moving to the heightened level of excellence. You'll sharpen your competencies, you'll sharpen your intelligence as well, and you'll sharpen your leadership skills as well. This is so important. So self appraise and accept that there are certain shortcomings. I mean, we are not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We are all imperfect. So we do not need to show the world that we are 100% perfect. But what we do is we step up the game. We have those right building blocks in place to grow ourselves. Let me move to the next point, which can help you to overcome um, these weaknesses, is consider having an accountability partner. But I want to extend this further as well. Make sure you have the right uh, people whom you talk to. In other words, your social network itself. Whom do you really speak to? And often it is said that if you are the smartest in that particular group whom you are talking to, you need to move to another group altogether. So always look at those people who are going to help you to stretch your thinking, help you to move to the next level altogether. That is where the inspiration is, that is where the fuel is, that is where you will even feel your energy levels going to the next level as well. So accountability partner is somebody who can help you to ensure that the results are met, are the expected results are achieved. And here's what you need to do is, there are many accountability partners, many so-called leaders, I mean leadership coaches and life coaches, you get all these. But here's the thing, what makes the difference about an accountability partner is one who has already proven, has got a proven record of helping businesses to grow. The investment that you make in an accountability partner can be multifold, because I can promise you, if you got the right accountability partner and if you got the right alignment, it can really help you grow your business. So look for the right accountability partner, somebody who's not, it's not only about testimonials, it's about somebody who walks the talk as well. So that is where you're going to see an impact. In fact, recently a potential client, they want to hire our services, and they were saying, can you share some testimonials, I mean whatever testimonials. And we said, look it up, we've got about over 100, 200 testimonials on our website. We've got some video testimonials as well. We've got a YouTube channel. But he said that it does not, it's not going to give you the right picture. What's going to give you the right picture is the people who are going to walk the talk, like I do these live seminars and live sessions and all that. That goes to show that I'm developing my skills as well, and I'm sharpening my insights as well while I'm talking. It forces me to learn more, it forces me to do more, and it helps my clients better as well. So look for the right accountability partner in whatever you do. And finally, there's one more final point I want to raise, and that is your belief system. Now, whatever you believe, if you believe you can, you're right. If you believe you can't, you're also right, according to Henry Ford. This was a quote from Henry Ford. So here's the thing, is that you need to make sure you have got a strong belief system. Now, you may have heard, Tony Robbins doing this, walking on fire. I mean, I walked on fire twice as well in a couple of his seminars. But there's no magic or there's no rocket science. There's over quarter of a million people who have done this. I mean, don't do this at home. But the point here, what I'm trying to raise here is that your mind is the most powerful. It's the mindset, which is 80% mindset, 20% is the competencies and skill sets. If you get that right mindset in place, and if you have the right belief system, you know not looking at failure as failure, but failure as an outcome, and just tweaking and improving, then you will be able to succeed and grow. You'll also be able to stretch from your comfort zone as well. So it's very important to have that strong belief. If you have that strong belief, and if you have clarity in your vision, purpose, values, and your specific point of destination, I believe that will really take you to the next level. So, my dear friends, look, I hope you have enjoyed this particular live session as much as I've enjoyed talking to you. And I hope you can take 2 or 3 points out of this. Practice and find out what really works for you. If you need to make a few tweaks, go ahead and make those tweaks. But I wish you the very best, and I want you to succeed. In the next session, I'll be sharing more insights on how you can become a world class leader. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.